Okay, now back to first example that we built dimension table based on a hub and single satellite. Now requirement of business is changed and they would like to report phone number for each customer for a specific point in time. So maybe they will do a fraud detection, therefore the historical view of phone number change became a very critical information from reporting perspective. So in here the difference is, in order to access historical data and create type 2 dimension table, we are adding a valid 2 column when loading the dimension. And let's see the behavior of them. We get update on source system as team again changed his phone number, and in satellite this update transformed as a new record because we don't update the satellite tables. So then look at the behavior of dimension table, which we built by joining a hub and satellite. The interesting point in here is we have a valid 2 column additionally, and this column works together with valid from column, and they provide in which time interval the characteristic of business key was valid. So that means in our example, which phone number was used by team between valid from and valid to dates. And the important point in here is we use the load date information of the latest record in order to update valid 2 column of the previous record. Then we set the 9099 December for the valid 2 column of the latest record. In a way, we are ending the previous record by updating the valid 2 column and creating a new record which has almost non-ending period of time. But again, please keep in mind, in real projects we update the valid 2 column with the business date, which has a business meaning, so rather than system generated load date information. I also listed the SQL statement that will be helpful to load the dimension table. In here we use the lead and over partition functions in order to update the previous record. You can also build different logic or use different functions in your ETL flow. I just used the sample code from the reference page, which I'm going to share with you also, and it's also including very nice further information. And one of the other critical point is I would like to take attention in here. We have a new key column in dimension table which is created based on a key generator function. If you remember from earlier sessions when we used the type 2 dimension, because the data is stored historically, there may be more than one row in dimension for each business key. And because of that, we cannot use the hash key of hub as the primary key on dimension table, which was useful when forming the primary key for the type 1 dimension. Therefore, you need to create surrogate key in order to assign a primary key value to your dimension table. You can use a similar approach that is used while creating the hash key column across the data vault tables. So now our type 2 historical dimension table is also ready. And again, you can also build views instead of loading a physical table. Thank you for your time.